Okay, so today I'm going to talk to you about the end of the world. No, it sounds pretty kooky, but something to think about, and we're going to talk about the end of the human race and the plans set in motion to continue the human race. But we had to pick 5 people, and these people have specific skill sets about them, and I'm going to explain to you the 5 people that I chose, and hopefully you'll agree with me that they're the right ones to choose. We're going to send them to a different Earth-like planet, and they're going to try to repopulate and maintain a new life there to restart the human race. So, in order for you to fully understand the 5 people that I've chosen, I will introduce you to them. First, you have Aiden, who brings electrical engineering to the table and oxygen generation specialty to the table, and I think that is pretty important. The next person is Ariel, and she is a nutritionist. After that, we have Fazil, who is a surgeon. Then we have Yana Maria, who is a plumber and a desalination specialist. And lastly, we'll learn about Brittany, who is a pedagogue. And she also has some pretty important PhDs that we're going to learn about. 2 of the things that I considered when choosing these people were repopulation. We obviously have to have a mixture of male and female for repopulation to happen. And then we have to consider knowledge in science and different specialties that will help us maintain and build that life once we get to the new planet. So the first person we're going to meet is Aiden. He is an oxygen generation system specialist. I know that's a mouthful, but as we learned from NASA in 2013, Canwright tells us that an oxygen generation system specialist is someone that is able to convert water of all kinds like urine, wastewater, condensation, and he converts that back into oxygen that we can use to breathe. And I feel like that's a very important skill to have, because you have no idea, yes, it's an Earth-like planet, but you have no idea what we're going to come up with. I mean, you could be dealing with a bunch of stuff where the atmosphere is a little different, and we might need to know how to generate our own oxygen. So I feel like he's a key game player in this. The next thing that he brings to the table is that he's an electrical engineer. And Lucas tells us in 2014 that electrical engineers work on a wide range of components, devices, and systems. So it's such a diverse field, you can't even name everything that they can do. And I feel like, again, once we get to that Earth-like planet, there's so many different things that he'll be able to do and build and start a life for us. So now that we have Aiden, we're going to move on to Ariel. Ariel is a nutritionist. I know that doesn't sound very important, but you got to think we're going to a planet that we have no idea how their plant life is going to be with us, or how any type of things that we're going to ingest is going to affect us. So Deasley tells us in 2012 that a nutritionist can help detect food sensitivities and allergies. I know I can't do that, so having someone like that can see those different aspects of plants and food life and things like that, I think that's very important for us. Here you can see she is also a vegan. And as you can see from this chart, Ariel's lifestyle of being a vegan dramatically reduces your chance of heart disease. Considering we're trying to repopulate, we want to be the healthiest versions of ourselves that we can be, and obviously the vegan lifestyle is the way to do it. Petrie in 2016 tells us that vegans eat plant foods, fruits, vegetables, and other various seeds and nuts. And as you can see here, here's the vegan food pyramid. You wouldn't think that there's a lot of foods to choose from, but they have a whole pyramid set up of different types of foods that you can eat just eating vegan. And Ariel is the kind of person that will be able to set this in motion for us. So now we have Aiden and Ariel. We're going to move on to Fazil. Fazil is a surgeon, and I think that in itself speaks for itself. Medical, surgeon, health, all of those fields are very important, and he will bring that to the table. Surgeons practice specialized forms of medicine, and because of that, they have to have lots of education and lots of training. So we're obviously going to know that he's going to come with us with vast knowledge. Here you can see a surgeon performing an operation that is saving someone's life, possibly, and that's something that Fazil could maybe do for us when we're restarting the human race. Fazil is also a polyhister. I've never heard of that word before, so I'm here to tell you what it is. They are called universal scientists, and that just means that they have a vast knowledge in many, many fields. So there's not a whole lot that he might not know, and I feel like, again, that's a big key player in restarting humanity because he's going to have such vast knowledge. So now that we have Fazil, Ariel, and Aiden, we're going to move on to Yana Maria. And she is a female that has a specialty in desalination. And here we can see a little graph here of what desalination does. And we know that desalination is removing salt from water so that we have fresh water to drink from. Again, that's very important because we're in a new planet. What if their drinking water isn't good for us? She'll be able to help us use ocean water and things like that to provide us with fresh water to drink. The next thing that she brings to the table is going to sound a little odd, but she's a plumber. And Mr. Time tells us in 2016 that plumbers install, maintain, and repair water supplies and sewage systems. Now, again, you hear the word plumber and you kind of think of just the fat man in your kitchen fixing your sink, but when you're restarting humanity and you're building a new life, you're going to want someone that knows how to build a sewage system and build water supplies. You know, those water towers in our towns don't create themselves. So someone with that knowledge would be very important to the task. So now that we have the four of them, we're going to move on to Brittany. She's our last one. She is a pedagogue, which for those of us that don't know, Smith in 2012 tells us that is a teacher. A pedagogue is the art and science of teaching and reflecting deep thought. Teachers don't always get the credit that they're supposed to get, but it's very important, and if we're repopulating the human race, someone's got to teach the kids. And teaching isn't easy, and so someone that has that kind of knowledge and that kind of skill set is very important. Lastly here, Brittany has PhDs in botany and biology. Now that is extremely important. Here we can see a botanist testing out different plant life, and someone with that skill set is extremely vital to maintaining life on a new planet because they can help grow plants and vegetables and things that we need. And the BSA article in 2016 tells us that botany is the specific study of the life of plants. So not only will she be able to grow this, but she knows all the details, what it does, how it works, and she will know everything that we need to know to maintain the new life on the planet. So now that we have met Aiden, Ariel, Fazil, Yana Maria, and Brittany, I hope you've learned a little bit more about the skill sets that they bring to the table, and I hope that you agree with me and that if it was up to you, you would choose the same thing that I choose, and I would choose these 5 to go to the new Earth-like planet and restart the human race with me.